Do we always have to start like that now?
Yes.
As if we're always...
Yes. Dude, I love
Can
this,
we do
what you
something-
do. We should start this new gesture, man. It's freaking amazing.
Let's start another way, though, instead of just laughing.
How? Like this?
No, wait.
Where
like
did this originate, actually?
Like this. That was a beautiful story, dude. All right, guys.
But dude,
Thanks
where
for
did this come
joining us.
from? Honestly, where did this come from?
This is what the Glamazon from
Glamazon.
Yeah, the Glamazon. She's a wrestler. Do you know
Okay.
Edge? The wrestler Edge?
Yeah.
She's married to him. Well, no, sorry. I don't think they're married, but they have 2 kids together. And she's called the Glamazon, and her name is Beth Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And she was really strong, really buff, really strong, and this was her pose. Like with a really...
That's so weird.
It was a great pose, though. She would stand and she would be like... It was a really cool pose.
It's not menacing
it.
at all, though.
No, it was... Trust
Really?
me, it was menacing when she did it. Yeah. Trust me. Because
it looks like
she had
Egyptian,
she had actual biceps and stuff, you know?
I mean, so
So,
do
like,
you. I thought that's why you're doing it to flex into the
Dude,
camera.
Nothing happens. But like with her, it would be like... like a mountain would grow, basically.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, we talked about this before, but you had pictures. I saw old pictures of you when you were super buff. Is that how you go into a fight?
Yeah, dude. Like,
you want to fight?
I'll be talking to a girl and he'll be like, "Yo, man, that's my girlfriend." I'll be like, "What's up, fool? What's up, fool? Let's do this. I'll meet you outside. Say, come on. You don't want to mess with me. I got the moves, yo."
Do you think in the
It's like my
UFC also
attack-
they also go like at the weigh-in when they look at each other, stare at each other?
Yeah.
That's not
like,
menacing at all.
Have you seen the when the stare downs when they stare at each other and they're
No.
here with me? It's
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what you mean. Oh, you mean when they're like the
they're
biting
like,
the jaw?
they're like staring at each other, and because they're staring at each other like this,
Mm-hmm.
and you can
Sideways.
see their jaw lines, and like certain guys will have like you'll see insane like
the
tension.
bite. Yeah, when you
Especially
bite, you
because
see the tension.
Yeah, and especially because when they're doing the stare down, they've just weighed in, and when they've weighed in, they're at their lightest. So they're at like 0% body fat or close to at least.
Yeah.
And every muscle is like visible.
Yeah, Conor
including the
McGregor
jaw.
looks really unhealthy at a weigh-in. I was watching his documentary and he looked really unhealthy.
A lot of guys like they'll walk around at like 95 kilos and they'll cut down to like 78. You know.
Wow, that's insane. And then for a day they can eat
in the
again,
2
right?
days, and then in the 2 days after weigh-ins, they'll try and rehydrate up to their
2 days,
natural
not
weight.
one. Isn't it like 23 hours after?
I think.
they
Oh
only
yeah,
have
yeah,
1 day.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I think they weigh in. No, they weigh in like in the morning of Saturday. No, they weigh in. No, you're
Dude,
right.
it doesn't
it's a
matter, man.
24
Who cares?
hour. Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
But I mean,
Who
it
fucking
is pretty
cares,
insane.
man?
I was thinking, like,
cares?
don't you have a bigger advantage if you just train?
Don't tell
you're
me
very
who-
consistent. You're consistent at a specific weight, and you train at that weight, and you don't lose extreme weight just before the fight, because then you're at 100%.
The problem is that that's how people used to do it. And then what started happening was that guys who were, I won't even say that they were bad at their natural weight class. They just, people started saying, hey, if I figure out a way to cut down 15
Just before the
kilos
weigh, right?
before the weigh-in and then still be close to 100%, I have an advantage against someone who is naturally closer to that weight.
Right.
You know, so because I'm fighting still as like if I'm at 95 kilos and I cut down to 80 kilos, right?
Yeah.
And the guy who usually what happens is that people who are 85 kilos cut down to 80 kilos. Then if I'm able to get back to my 90 or 92 or even my 95, which is my natural weight, then I all of a sudden have an advantage.
Right.
So it's a give and take. It's about how much you can cut down without sacrificing.
Right.
And it's just gotten to a point where if you look at like people who used to fight at like 65 kilograms 10 years ago, those people would now be probably fighting at like 60 or 57. Sorry, if they were at 65
75
kilos. If they were at 65 kilos, they would be fighting now at
lower,
about 60 or 58.
Lower.
They would be fighting at lower because they wouldn't be able to handle the people who are there now, because everyone's figured out strategies to like really cut weight and not sacrifice strength.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Where does this love of yours for fighting come from? I mean, we all know you're a huge bully. So did you get in a lot of fights when you were younger?
No.
Were you that kind of bully who would bully verbally, and then as soon as the victim stood up for himself?
Yes.
Yes. Oh man. So
I mean, I'm not proud of it, but you know, I have to admit, you know, I have to admit it. I was the kind of guy who would talk a lot of trash, and if anyone stood up to me, even if they were much smaller to me, if they stood up for themselves, I'd be like, yo, it's all good. It's all good, man. We're just talking, yo.
Yeah. That's the thing, honestly. I mean, I think that's something I'm going to teach my kids for sure. I'm going to make them learn how to fight and then stand up for themselves when they get bullied. I think, honestly, I never did this as a kid, but when you get bullied, you have to fight back. Show your ground, stand your ground, and they won't bully back because it's boring for them.
It's boring for them?
Yeah. Why would they bully
boring for
you?
Whom?
For the bully. I mean, it's not it is boring. It's boring and too tedious. They want to pick weak victims who don't fight back so that they can always pick on them. And that's their
mostly, I mean, it's
fun.
either it's boring. What do you mean boring? It's not boring for them. Most bullies are just cowards themselves.
Yeah, but they enjoy bullying someone who's super weak, doesn't fight back. As soon as someone fights back,
they
don't have fun anymore. So
what do you mean they don't have fun? Most bullies bully people because they want to show that they're tough.
Yeah, and that's fun for them.
And when someone shows that they're willing to fight, most bullies are gonna back down.
Yeah,
because they're afraid of an actual fight.
Yeah, so it's also fun for them.
What does that have to do with boredom?
Because, dude, showing their strength is fun. As soon as they cannot show their strength, doesn't it prove the opposite? Obviously, I guess fear plays a bigger factor here, but also boredom, I think.
Yeah,
I guess less so, but I mean, it definitely is a part. But I guess you know it better because you're a bully yourself, so you know.
I was, yeah, exactly.
Is that something you would teach your kids, to stand up to bullies?
You know what? What I'm going to teach my kids. I'm going to teach them one thing.
What? Comedy? That move?
Of course, man. It's the killer move. Nothing can stop that move.
Damn. We were on. I don't think we really described what the move is. Like, for listeners, they don't really know what it is. So it's.
Shit. Yeah. I know.
I think you're just doing like this. How do you say, like a praying mantis kind of move?
Well,
right?
You know what? The listeners are gonna have to go on our Instagram,
right?
And because this will be part of the promo or some variation of it, and they'll see it on the Instagram. But yeah.
All right. Yeah. Please go on our Instagram.
And in fact, we encourage all our listeners to go to our YouTube. Just type in kimchi-curry comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, sorry, kimchi-curry podcast in the YouTube.
Yeah.
And subscribe to our channel because there you'll see the visuals. The visuals make it really, spicy.
For sure. Yeah, and if you want to see Ali's bicep while he does that, please go on the YouTube. Yeah. So, did you learn how to fight? Did you take some boxing lessons? I think you did. Did you do BJJ for a while? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
No, you did BJJ.
I did for a while, yeah, but very little. I loved it. I think it's great, and I want to get back into it. Not really Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu anymore because of my shoulder, but at the moment I want to get into boxing and kickboxing, Muay Thai, because I feel like when you box, it makes you. I don't know. I just saw Mike Tyson box and it just looked so cool. It looked so cool.
Mike Tyson is in insane shape. Have you seen him recently?
Dude, one punch and you'd be dead. You'd be dead. He's so powerful.
D-E-A-D, dead.
Can you do a Mike Tyson impression? He
said
yeah, that's what it is.
Saturday
Yeah.
we're gonna fight, and when we fight, I'm gonna unleash the fury onto you that you've never seen before. I'm a killer. I'm a killer. I'm a conqueror. You're a conqueror. No, I'm a conqueror. I'm Alexander. I'm the greatest. Praise be to Allah.
Does he say that?
He has this one promo where he's like, I'm the most ferocious. My defense is impregnable. My offense. What does he say? My offense is something. My defense is impregnable. I'm gonna eat your children. I'm ferocious. He's the conqueror. No, I'm the conqueror. I'm Alexander. I'm gonna eat his children. Praise be to Allah. And then he just leaves.
I think he's Muslim now, right? I think he is.
He was Muslim for some time.
He's not anymore.
And he would well, I say he was because he would actually incorporate it into his promos. But he hasn't spoken about it in a long time, so I don't know if he's,
I mean, why he doesn't have to publicly, right? It's Dave Chappelle's also Muslim as far as I know, and he doesn't necessarily talk about it.
Yeah, no, I think it's something that's private. Why I'm saying
Right.
that he used to have it as part of his thing, and now he doesn't. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure if.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Well, what a fighter he was, right? Did you see him when he was younger? Jeez,
dude, there's a
scary man.
There's a clip of him
so huge
sparring when he was 16, and it's like the scariest thing I've seen in my life. Like he moves so quickly.
Yeah, and he's so buff too. Like it's insane.
Yeah, he's so jacked, and he's 16.
Insane, yeah. Did you hear he said once that he didn't have sex for 5 years, and I think he didn't masturbate either, just because then he wanted to become a champion so bad, and he had heard that abstinence helps in becoming stronger.
Maybe that's why he was so angry for so long.
I mean, he also went to prison, I think, for rape. I think in the 90s. Yeah. Well. Yeah, well, that's horrible. So anyways, how are you doing, dude?
Yeah, I was doing pretty great until you mentioned that really...
that thing? Yeah, that was... Yeah, well,
but yeah, man, what's going on in the world, dude?
Well, nothing happy, that's for sure.
Yeah,
nothing happy. Certainly not in the US.
It's kicking off, eh?
Yeah, crazy.
Have you ever had any negative experiences
with the police
as a white man?
Hey, I am 50% white. I mean, genetically, but I don't feel white at all, and I don't look white. So, I did. Yeah, I did. Not that badly, of course, but I remember I was mugged once.
Well, if it was that badly, we wouldn't be doing this podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I was mugged once when I was 12, and I went to the police station right away with friends, and I did not know the difference between being mugged and being getting something stolen. So I said, in German it would be ausrauben and gestohlen. So I said my phone was stolen. But what I meant was I was mugged. I just did not know the difference. And then he yelled at me. The policeman literally yelled at me. I was 12. And he should have seen that I was super scared because I had just been mugged with a knife. At knife point. And he was yelling at me, how dare I come to the police station and say something just because my phone was stolen. Which I think is a legitimate thing, even if your phone is stolen. But, that's not a way to
Why is the police there?
Yeah, that's what I think. I don't know. He was. I remember he was yelling at me, like for a minute, and I was like, well, and I didn't go back for a week or longer, and then I think my mom said, yeah, let's go, and then and then I told the guy who was interviewing me like that incident. He was like, oh, okay, who was that? That shouldn't have happened and stuff. Because I was Asian. I'm Asian. My friend was Asian, so I think he was a racist and. I mean, I think police everywhere is a bit more right wing, than the general population. It certainly is in Austria, in my opinion. So
the problem is that I think like if you have a bad experience with an employee of a shop, then it's like whatever, right? Because it's a shop and you don't have to go there. But when you have a bad experience with the police, it's like those guys are supposed to protect you, and
Yeah.
they're not employees. They're not guys doing like making you food or selling you clothes or whatever. They're there literally to protect your life. And then the fact that like so many of us have bad experiences of, maybe it's only one guy, maybe it's only 10% or 5% of the things, but every single person I know can tell you one bad experience they've had with a cop,
In
So
Austria?
there's enough, huh?
In Austria?
In Austria, yeah, in Austria. Well, also generally, like I
mean,
can't think of anyone.
Dude, I mean, to be honest, the police here I've met and I talked to in Berlin, in Germany, they were super friendly every single time.
Yeah.
Very respectful, very friendly. And I think as long as you're friendly as well, they, at least here, they're very friendly back. But yeah, I was thinking the other day, how do you in the US you say, hey, officer, right? That's like the way you talk to an policeman. How do you say that in German? Herr Polizist? Herr Offizier? I don't know. I have no idea.
You probably just say yes.
No, I don't know. Right? It's hard.
Your best thing is not to talk to them.
I don't know.
Otherwise, you never know. You never know what can happen. I was this whole incident reminded me of this guy who there's a school in a private school in my school.
Yeah.
And one of the teachers 10 years ago, one of the teachers got assaulted.
I remember. Do you know that teacher? Because I remember that was in the big.
I don't know the teacher. I don't know the
Okay.
teacher because he came well after I'd graduated already.
Oh, okay.
But he was assaulted on the subway, in the subway station. He was assaulted. There was no, according to him, no warning. He was just grabbed, thrown on the ground, beaten up. He had bruises on his spine, all kinds of stuff. And two guys had assaulted him, and they hadn't identified themselves as police until 10 minutes into the assault.
Jesus.
And they were looking for a drug dealer, and they had confused him with a drug dealer. That was
because
their
he's
excuse.
black. Wow.
And so I was like, and I remember that when it happened, but I didn't remember what happened as a consequence. So then I just Googled it based on, the incident that happened over the weekend. And I Googled it, and a year later, one of the policemen was sentenced, was given a fine of 2,800 euros. And the judge said that while it could have been avoided, the incident, it was understandable that it happened. And I thought to myself, how is it understandable? How is it like, what does that mean? Like, all black people look the same, so that's what makes it understandable. Like that a judge says it's understandable that they assaulted a guy for 10 minutes and put him in the hospital. And this guy was an American citizen. Imagine he was not an American citizen.
Right.
Or not a European citizen.
Right.
Yeah. Imagine what would have happened then.
Yeah.
And I think
there were two cases like this, right? From your school, even the teacher from your school. Yeah.
I don't know about.
I think there was another.
I can't remember. If there was another one.
Okay.
But I just wanted to mention that the guy got a fine of 2,800 euros, right? Which I think is ridiculous. And so one time I went drunk on an e-scooter, right?
Yeah.
I took an e-scooter drunk. The police caught me. Fair enough. Okay. They caught me. They booked me. Right. And they gave me a fine of 1,320 euros. So basically I had to pay half the amount that this dork had to pay for beating the crap out of a dude, when he accidentally thought he was a drug dealer, but he wasn't a drug, whatever.
Do you think it was accidental? I'm pretty sure it was, they just probably wanted to beat someone, for sure.
I don't know what was going on. I think that in his mind, he didn't have to treat this guy as responsibly as he would have to treat any other citizen. I think in his mind, he thought that he can take more liberties. Like, if he makes a mistake, it's less of an issue than if he was to make a mistake with anyone else,
Yeah.
with other people.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah, and I mean, he didn't bother. according to the guy, he didn't bother identifying himself. You know, I mean, I don't know. And the thing is, I don't like the police here. They're super aggressive.
Dude, they're super right wing too in Vienna.
They don't give you any kind of feeling like they're there to protect you or there to help you. They're always screaming at you. You know, they're always like
very unfriendly.
You know, it's like it's really weird the way they act here. It's super weird.
Yeah, because dude, they're all very right wing as far as I know. Yeah, I mean, I heard it from Saul. If you go in also into the police station, I saw so many blue, you know, from the right wing party. You see pens everywhere. So you can assume that most of them are.
Pen. I have a blue. I have a.
What? Throw it away, dude. Throw it away,
dude. It's been here for 10 years and it's still got ink. All right, so I'm just gonna.
Jesus. But
I don't even know why they gave it to me. Like what they thought was gonna happen. Like as if.
Why did they give it to you?
I don't think they gave it. I think they gave it to my brother or something. But he's like even browner than me, so I don't even understand. I don't even understand what was going on there. Because my brother, he came home. He had like a lighter. He had a pen. You know, God knows what else. You know.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Damn, dude. But yeah, I guess some people are also above the law. I mean, as you say, some policemen, like, I mean, that's insane that he only got 2,800 fine.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, and I was watching the Jeffrey Epstein documentary series.
Dude. Oh, dude, don't watch that. I mean,
I know it's tough to watch, but it's definitely I think everyone should watch it. Would you
recommend it?
Yeah. It's
even though the subject matter is so like horrendous.
Yeah, because I think it's important that people know and don't forget. And it's insane because it was so clear he was doing this. Everyone knew. I mean, there were hundreds of girls he was, you know, abusing, molesting, even prostitute, like everything, like insane.
Yeah.
And no one was doing shit. And then even when he was caught, the police was saying, "Oh, this guy is gonna go behind bars for the rest of his life." And this was in the early 2000s. And then behind the police's back, like they talked to the DA, the district attorney, or secretary general, or whatever, attorney general, I think, and or something like that, or something Acosta. And they made a deal, and he went to prison, quote unquote prison, for 1.5 years, but he got like work Ausgang, like a work exit. So during the week, 5 days a week, he could just leave the prison. He could just leave the prison from, I think, 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m. or something. So he was just roaming around, and he's a freaking pedophile. So he was just at home, chilling. He probably got more girl. You know, it's insane. It's insane. And he was in a private wing of the jail, of the county jail, so it wasn't even prison. Like, it didn't affect him whatsoever. It's insane how... And I was just thinking, wow, if some really important politician, let's say, it really comes out that they were involved... nothing would happen because these people would, just find a way out of it.
Yeah, they do whatever. Yeah.
It's insane.
And then he killed himself. So.
Well. Yeah. And so I really respect James Patterson, the author who made this documentary, because I'm sure he's making himself a lot of enemies this way.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Epstein is dead, I don't think.
You think? The thing is, they don't blame certain people. They just kind of imply.
Okay.
But I'm sure. I mean,
what about our main man, Billy Boy?
That's the thing. He's a friend of James Patterson. Writes books with Bill Clinton. That's what's so crazy. So it's But Bill Clinton. I mean, he appears in the documentary. They don't say anything. Some of the victims said they saw him, but Bill Clinton was never involved or anything.
Okay.
I mean, that could also be right, but it's hard to imagine that Bill Clinton didn't know anything about Epstein.
I mean, even Trump used to hang out with Epstein, apparently.
Yeah, and he said,
everyone
that
did.
guy likes young girls. Trump said that, right? So everyone kind of knew something was going on.
Okay.
Maybe not to the extent, but... Yeah.
Jeez, man. What's going on in the world, dude?
Yeah. I mean, so this one guy, he said he was working for Epstein. Wow, this episode is super sad. Maybe we should just stop. I'm just going to say this. This one guy was working for Epstein, and he kind of saw, like, these young girls. He also saw Prince Andrew in a pool, like partying with a girl, and she was naked, and I think she was underage or something. And he was saying that, like, he saw it. So Prince Andrew, whatever he says on BBC, that was bullshit. But anyways, did you see that interview? It's complete BS.
I saw Andrew's interview, and I was like, this guy seems pretty stupid.
Yeah, why did he do that interview? Like, it was horrible on his side. But anyways,
I think he seems yeah. Anyways, I don't even want to comment.
Okay, well,
yeah.
So, anyways, he was talking about this, and he was still working for Epstein, knowing there's some shady, but he didn't want to get involved. And then he talked to a colleague of his who was also or a friend of his, and he was saying, "Okay, you know all this. Would you let your daughter get close to Epstein?" And he was like, "No freaking way." And then the next day he immediately quit. That's when he realized, oh my god, I can't. Even though the pay is amazing, I can't do it. Yeah. Well, but still, it's hard, I guess, to implicate whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about something happier, right? How are you doing, dude? Did you see anything good recently?
I watched War Dogs yesterday.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
What do you like about it?
I thought our main man Jonah Hill was great.
He's freaking amazing, yeah.
Even though he was really huge in that one. I guess that was just before he decided to start losing weight.
I think he had lost weight before, but then he gained again for that role.
Because he was massive in this one.
Yeah.
He was like insanely huge.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been that fat, except for maybe in Superbad. But I think he was even fatter than Superbad.
I think so too, yeah. I love that scene where he makes that deal and then he gets ripped off. That's a great scene.
And then he starts kicking the...
And then he shoots this gun and he's like, ha 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 ha, or whatever, however he laughs, yeah.
Oh, you mean when he tries to buy the marijuana?
Oh, when he... Yeah, exactly, that's the one,
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was great.
It was a great movie, and I thought that what really bothered me about the movie was the wife of Miles Teller.
Why?
You remember her?
Yeah.
Miles Teller's wife.
Yeah.
She was such a bad actress. Oh my god.
The
she was
Cuban?
so bad. I don't know where she's
the Cuban
from,
actress. The one from Knives Out? The new Bond girl?
I don't know where. I've never seen her before, but she was so bad. She was terrible.
Okay.
Actually, now I feel bad that I'm being so harsh about it, but she was not very good.
Really? I don't remember. She was in Blade Runner, right? She was actually really good. I think she's a great actress. Maybe you're talking about
I just thought she was terrible in that role. Like, nothing she did was believable. It was really weird.
Did you watch...
You are lying to me. I'm so hurt. More lies?
I remember what you mean. And yeah,
what is this? We're going to our mother's house for a bit.
Dude, she's the one from Blade Runner. She was really good in that.
I never watched Blade Runner, so...
What? You do that impression of Ryan Gosling and say...
I've decided that I'm going to watch... Like, I want to watch all of Ryan Gosling's movies, but, like, he's in all this, like, really serious stuff where he can do, like... Yeah, I'm Ryan Gosling. You know?
Yeah, he doesn't talk much in his roles.
Yeah, exactly. He does a lot of, like...
What do you think of Blue Valentine?
I love it, and I also love Driver. Driver was, like, the most amazing movie I've watched.
Why?
Because it was, like, cinematically and thematically
and musically,
it was, like, amazing. There's no car escape scene like that first scene. There's no scene like it. It's shot from the back of the car. One shot.
Really? I don't remember.
Yeah. It's amazing. That first scene is amazing.
That jacket is amazing. That tiger jacket. Oof.
He's just so cool in it.
He's so cool.
Like, he's so cool. He's just like...
But what do you think of that scene in the elevator where he bashes the face in?
Yeah, man, he destroys it, and then they bang on the body.
Bang on the body?
Doesn't he have sex with the girl then in the elevator after he beats the crap out of the...
Does he?
Or because he kills someone. He kills someone in the elevator.
Uh-huh.
And then I think he makes out with the girl in the elevator while the dead body's lying there.
Whoa, that's fucked up.
Or they go to her apartment and they have sex. But anyways, it happens in close because he saves her, because he beats this guy up.
Okay. Do you think that's sexy for a woman if you beat another guy up in front of her?
100%, dude.
Really?
100%, dude. I think
Why?
that if you 100 because you're
I
showing
mean, you're
her
saving
that you
her,
can,
right?
yeah, you're showing her that you can protect her, dude.
But he was like obliterating the guy, not just.
That's what you show. You show the woman that if anyone messes with you, I'll obliterate his ass.
I mean, like he didn't even have a face afterwards.
Have you seen Goodfellas?
Yeah.
The same thing happens in that one. Some guy hits on Ray Liotta's girl, and he just walks up to the guy and pistol whips him or something, or hits him with a brick, and then he's like, "If you ever talk to her again, I'll freaking kill you." And that like that's when she realizes she wants to marry him. Like she's,
Really? Damn. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I should do, man. I'm reading this book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Maybe that's what I should start doing.
Chapter 7. Find someone who's harassing your girl and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, always carry a brick with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Just in case.
Just wait. All you have to do if you want to get yourself a girl is wait on the street until some guy is like, "Hey, babe," and then walk up and be like,
Don't ever talk to her like that. Yeah.
Don't ever talk to her again. And give her the look. Or do the Ryan Gosling thing.
Do this? What you do?
Dude, this is how I get all my girls. I just freaking attack fools like this.
Oh man, I love to see that. That's a cool signature. I think it's so weird though. I think it's just so funny. It's like the Egyptian thing where they do that thing, but I don't know. It's
which thing?
The Egyptian dance. Like, isn't that the Egyptian thing?
Which one?
This one. Can't see. I mean, the listeners
I
don't
can see
really
it, but I don't. Can you do it again? Because
what's that? Do you remember that?
All right, you gotta now. Anyone who is listening, you have to watch the video because I just made Pascal look like a fool for 20 seconds. I just bullied him, dude. First of all, how you doing?
Dude, okay, so I think some people still think that was real. I think some people, I think, like, I got Dragash, our buddy Dragash, he wrote me, like, when Raj
how are you getting people to call in?
That's what he was writing, like, what's going on there? I told him, yeah, it's just us. Yeah.
Well, it shows you that people don't actually listen to what's being said because no one will call him and be like, first of all, how you doing? I want to learn new tactics.
They do listen to Theo Von. They talk about that all the time.
Really? Like,
yeah, they talk like that all the time.
Calls in, he's like, Theo Von, I want to know how to bully my little brother.
Yeah, you're such an that's very specific.
Bully. You're such an effective bully. And does Theo Von also get calls like, hey Theo, why don't you call me anymore?
Hey guys. Yeah, that one also. Well, Gus, right?
I want to be an alpha. That was my favorite.
I'm gonna be an alpha. Yeah,
that's good, man. You do that well, to Gus.
Oh, does it sound like me or not? I think I'm trying to work on my voice also. So I think I sounded a lot like a dweeb. I used to, like Gus. Hey guys,
Is that how you used to talk back in the day?
I mean, not that extreme, but kind of. So now
Maybe that's why the policeman screamed at you because you were like, they stole my phone.
I guess.
Like, get out of here! Don't talk to me in that voice. What you are saying is very logical and something that I will think about. But the way you are saying it, I don't like it. Get out.
You think Arnold spoke? How did Arnold speak like a kid? Do you think he always spoke like that already?
Always like that. I bet you he came out of his mother's womb like, put me back. It's too cold.
Yeah, but did you always have this cool voice of yours?
My voice is cool.
Yeah, man, it's nice. It's thanks, dude. It's nice on the ear.
Thanks, dude. I honestly think that my voice is like, it's annoying. But it's nice to hear that.
I mean, I was just being nice to you, but
Who's the bully now? First
I'm
of
learning
all,
from Vinny.
how you doing?
Hey, Vinny,
I
are you
just
proud
like-
of me? Are you proud of me as well?
Why do
Oh, that was
I do
horrible.
Vinny's voice better than you?
Yeah, that was a horrible.
Vinny's
New
gonna
York,
call in next week and be like, Pascal, I've never been
Disappoint-
prouder of anyone since the birth of my first child, Vinny Jr. When you bullied Ali, you showed us that sometimes the bullied can become the bully.
Right. Dude, by the way, I was thinking, why is it that Italians love football, but Italian Americans love baseball? Just doesn't really make sense to me. And I'm also talking about the immigrants who moved to the US in like the 20s, 30s, because by then football was already big in Italy. I just don't get it.
Well, I mean, what generation?
So if you look at the Italian Americans,
most Italian Americans who are like our age are now already second generation.
well,
Americans,
obviously,
or
but I mean,
third.
even back then, if you look at old movies, Italian Americans who just moved to the US, they love baseball, especially in New York, where most of the Italian Americans went to. And it just doesn't really make sense to me because they should be loving football. But maybe they did that so that they feel more American.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
yeah.
that's typical immigrant thing is to really well, not
Is that
all,
what Indians
not
do
all,
too?
Certain.
They just
Huh?
forget the cricket. I don't know.
No, so that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Not
they
all.
don't like.
Certain communities do that, and certain don't. It's really interesting the way certain ones react. I mean, I'd love to talk about this, but I think
Dude, by the way, I feel
we out of
always feel
time.
so. Yeah, we are out of time. Last thing though, I feel always so awful doing the Indian accent. For some,
Why?
Although I know it should be okay because we're doing this podcast together, and you do Asian accent and told you it's
First of
fine.
all, how you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
If I was a superhero, this would be my mask. First of all, how you doing? It's double V Vinny Vincetti. What's Vinny's last name? Vinny Vincetti. Here to save you. How you doing? Don't be committing crimes in my neighborhood. I'll bully you.
Did you watch The Irishman?
Yeah, I watched the first hour and then I was like, wow, 40 hours left. No, thank you. Well, I didn't say no thank you. I said I'll pick it up later, and I never picked it up again.
Oh yeah, it's like 3.5, 4 hours.
And it was also fun to see Robert De Niro as a 90-year-old, and then Robert De Niro as an 80-year-old who's supposed to be 30 or 25, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like they put a lot of makeup on him, but it was like, dude, you're 50. Like, I can see it.
Dude, I mean, it's amazing. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, even Ray Romano was in, and Sebastian Maniscalco, 2 comedians. Anyways, okay, let's wrap it up.
Wrap
Ali's
it up,
already
dude.
giving me the sign. Okay. Guys,
What's
thank you
the
so much
sign?
for listening.
This is a sign.
Thanks, guys, for
just
listening.
playing, man. This is the sign.
Yeah, don't worry.
This is the sign.
Oh, that's nice. The heart. Nice, thanks.
First of all, I love you.
All right, guys, let's really wrap it up. Thanks, guys,
All right.
for listening. Please follow us on Instagram, Ali the
Subscribe
Hasnain,
on
and
YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe on Spotify.
yeah, comment, like, please, all of that. And an episode is coming out every single Sunday, so stay
And
tuned.
someday we would actually like to answer real questions. So
yeah, all right.
anyone
So
who
please-
wants to send us an audio question, just hook us up.
Yeah, send in your questions, please, in audio format if possible. And yes, we're also gonna invest in new microphones soon, so stay tuned for that. So the audio quality is gonna be better. Ali's doing his move again. Should we? What should we call the move?
It's
The
called
praying mantis.
No, it's Beth
it
Phoenix's
looks like
move.
Phoenix's move.
Her name is Beth Phoenix, and her nickname was the Glamazon.
Glamazon, okay, the Glamazon.
And her
All right.
finisher was the Glam Slam. So
All
I
right.
don't know.
Anyways, okay, let's finish. this
Glamazon
episode.
pose, the Glamazon pose.
Glamazon pose. Okay, that's how we're gonna finish episodes from now on. Okay, thanks guys for listening, and stay tuned for next week. We're not gonna put this in the audio, man.